Hey folks, Heath Wiley. I'm here with Jordan Hampton, and it's that time of year again. Ho, ho, ho. Yep, I guess you can tell. Little ball up here. We're going to do our Halo Infinity build. It's been a couple years since we got to do this, and we want to give back to the community and one of our lucky winners on our social pages. But this is our first piece. We're going to talk a little bit about parts. This is our first episode. And I figured I would talk about the internals. You know, a lot of people go certain ways when they build computers. They do Intel, they do AMD, they do all sorts of things with their PC. They go big builds, you know, the kind of custom cooled, water cooled. They go smaller, compact builds to make it easier to fit next to your desk. What we're doing is we're building a game specifically, again, specifically, because I can't for Halo. Halo has some of the best multiplayer. I grew up on it. You know, I have friends that play it all the time. Now, since it came back out for Xbox Series X and Windows and Microsoft are bringing it out on Windows 11, it just makes perfect sense to build it for our customer. A little backstory is this build will be able to run 120 frames. This build will be able to do all your great Windows things you want to do. This build will come with Halo Infinity or Infinite, Halo Infinite. So we've spared no expense. We got a graphic card that I had to cut my kidney out, send to the black market just so I could get it. That's where we're at today. The chip shortage has made it difficult to get a computer you want. We here at Gerhardt Broadband are going to give you the computer that hopefully you can experience fun with. So that's what we're doing. And this part we're going to talk about a little bit about the internals, why I went this way, what it's going to do, and then a little later you'll see the case and you'll see the graphic card and you'll see why I did what I did. So, and a little backstory of me, I've built 60 or 70 PCs. It's a hobby of mine. I love doing it. I've done custom water loops. I've done regular air-cooled loops. I've done our work computers. I've done me and Jordan together. We did our computers. But when we build it, we know what we're talking about, so we're not going to sit here and try to make anything wrong. We're going to tell you exactly what we do know and do the best of our ability to make you the best possible gaming PC that you'll enjoy for years to come. What I've decided to do is go ahead and mention 4 parts: the internals, the motherboard, the RAM. Let's go ahead and start with the CPU and the SSD. And again, we're going fast. We're not going slow. First off, you might be able to see what I'm trying to do here. We're going with a mini ITX build. Now, you're not going to lose any performance. You're not going to lose anything to what we're building with this. We're going AMD. We've got a B550 motherboard with Gen 4, so we can use a Gen 4 SSD, Gen 4 to the graphic card. It's going to be sweet. This thing's going to be humming. It's going to be fast. This is the Asus ROG Strix B550i gaming motherboard. We're going to do some product shots. You'll be able to check it out. It's a nice board, a lot of hookups on it, but it fits with the theme and the case of what we're trying to do. So that's what we're doing. This is our B550 motherboard. So you can see I'm going AMD. I really like it. I like their IPC. I like what they're doing with their chip. All right, what we decided to do was pair our motherboard with some Corsair Vengeance Dominator RAM. I did 3200 megahertz. You know, ideally, you know, we want 3600 megahertz, but I think 3200 is just fine. It's a good medium, especially with the boost that this does and utilizes the RAM will be sufficient, be perfect. But we went with 32 gig dual sticks. So that way we get the dual band, we'll get the dual performance, we'll get to do everything we need to do with the board. So again, runs good, runs with this. So we're going with a theme here again. We're going mini ITX. We want this to fit in the case we're using. And so to save your games on, we're going with Gen 4 Samsung 980 SSD hard drive. This is 1 terabyte. Enough to save your games, enough to save Halo and play it. And it runs at 7,000 meg a second. So this is one of the fastest SSDs you can get. So we're going to have this paired with our motherboard. So that's the storage we're going to put in this. So if you like more storage in the future, you're going to add another 3.5 drive, 4 terabyte for your Steam hardware, for your Steam games. Epic Games or whatever you download. So we're going to put the 1 terabyte in. We think that'll be enough to get you started and just upgrade as you go. Now, the CPU, we decided to go with the 5th gen Ryzen 5600X. This is a 6-core, 12-thread beast. It is going to give you enough cores, enough speed to get that 120 frames a second. And we'll let you know what monitor we're using to hit those speeds. We're pretty excited about it. But this right here is the full build, or the parts that we're going to use inside our system. Okay, you're saying, Heath, well, you're missing some parts. Part 2, you need to watch part 2. You're not going to have a power supply or a cooler. That's part 3. So this is the main parts we want to talk about. Wanted to show you the SSD, the B550 motherboard, the 5600X, and also the 32 gig RAM. So, and oh, I just mentioned this too. We're going to give you 6 months of Game Pass too included. So you will get Halo Infinite included for 6 months. So I'm Heath Wiley with Garrett Broadband. This is our first little tidbit of what we're talking about of our build. We hope you follow us on our social pages. Enter to win. We'll have it posted on how you do it. It's right down below. So thank you all for tuning in. So we'll have part 2 coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about what this thing's going to be pushing graphic-wise. So we're going to pull out the card. All right. We'll talk to you in the next video. I'm Heath Wiley, Garrett Broadband. See you soon.